Hi, good morning. I'm Shelby. Get ready with me while I tell you the story of the time that I caught my manager stealing gift cards at work. Apologies in advance. I am very, very unable to see without these on, so this is going to be up close and personal, baby. Okay, so let me set the scene for you. I'm working at the gas station. I had recently become a shift manager and I'm working towards moving up, so I had newly learned how to do daily paperwork. And every day we would go through and, look at sales and all that stuff, but the biggest thing was looking at everybody's registers, what they were supposed to be at, how off they were. It was December. That's important for the story. Okay, a couple days prior, I had someone who rang a customer up for a gift card and accidentally hit cash instead of card. So the drawer thought that we got cash, we didn't. So really that person got a gift card for free. It was an accident. So I was a new shift manager and it was my very first time doing the paperwork at the store all by myself, which I think is interesting because he knew that I was going to be doing the paperwork all by myself and he could have done this literally any other day and I never would have noticed. But so I'm doing paperwork and I see that one of my best employees, her drawer is $50 short. Now, no part of me thinks for 1 second that she stole money. I think, okay, we have a lot of new people. It's Christmas time. A lot of people are buying gift cards. There was probably a mistake. So I texted my manager and said, hey, so-and-so's drawer is $50 short. What do I do? And he was like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out tomorrow. I can look into it if nothing bounces back. Because sometimes it was like the self-checkout didn't give somebody change or whatever. And they took it out of the drawer and it evens out. But so I really, really, really wanted to move up at this place and I wanted to go above and beyond. So I looked at her register on the cameras. On the cameras, you could search for different transactions, different transaction amounts, all this stuff. I searched for anything in the vicinity of $50. I think I searched for like 40 to 60 or something. Let's see what I can find. But so I find a transaction that's exactly $50 and I go, maybe this is it. I watch my employee, whose register it is, walk into the back room out of sight. And then I watch my manager walk up to the register. I watched him take two $25 gift cards out of his pocket, scan them, put them back in his pocket, hit cash, drawer pops open, drawer closes, receipt is taken, he walks away. No money was put into the drawer. But so I audibly, because I can't believe that I just saw what I just saw. And I'm in the office, which is basically just the back room, and one of my employees is very close by, one that I was very friendly with, and she goes, what? And I go, nothing, go away. And I proceed to rewatch the video like 6 times just to make sure that I saw what I thought I saw. And then I recorded it off of my phone because I could never, in my 4.5 years of working there, figure out how to save video to the computer. So then I do what any woman in her moment of panic does. I call my husband. I say, hey guys, I'll be right back. I have to step outside for a minute. And I call my husband and I say, oh my God, this is what I just saw on the cameras. What do I do? What the frick do I do? And he's like, you have to call your boss. Well, his boss, the district manager. And I'm like, but I don't want to do that. Like, he's a good guy. He's taught me everything I know. Like, I don't want to be his downfall, but like, really, I know that it's not my fault. I'm not the one that stole, right? But I'm like, it's December. It's literally like December 20th and he has kids. And I'm like, I don't want to be the downfall of this, right? But then my husband brings up an excellent point, which is, but there's a camera on you at the desk watching that video. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, what if they find out that you knew and you didn't say anything and you just let it go? And I was still pretty new to this company and I wanted to grow, did end up growing, became a store manager, hated that, but that's a story for another day. So I did. I called my boss, well, his boss, and then he said thank you. I sent him the recording of the video off of my phone, though I'm sure he had capabilities to look at much more than I was able to look at. I was very new and didn't understand how to use the cameras. But so then there was investigation and all that stuff. And that man got fired on Christmas Eve for stealing $50 in gift cards. And I have never not felt guilty about it. Every time I think about it, I feel guilty about it. And again, I know that that was not my fault. I was just doing what I had to do. I just never felt good about that part of my job. And then the first time I met the loss prevention guy after that, he like congratulated me and said how great it was that I did that and stuff, and it always felt so gross because like that guy taught me a lot and worked hard and just, I don't know what happened, made a mistake, but it sucks that he had to go down, especially on Christmas Eve. But yeah, so then I ended up moving up at that company, ended up getting the best manager I've ever had transferred in on Christmas Day, actually, after all that went down, and she was incredible. 10 out of 10. If it weren't for the fact that working at that company was a nightmare, I would have loved to work for her forever. Yeah, sorry, that was kind of a bummer of a story, but it, you know, I don't have a lot of interesting things that have happened, and that's up there. People are always asking what like customer stories really stick with me. That, not a customer, but that always sticks with me. I think about it a lot. I can never get these buns to look the same. Well, I'm about to have a breakdown over the way that my hair will not cooperate. Have the best day. I hope that your hair cooperates more than mine, because I'm about to crash out. Okay, update, this is as even as they're gonna get, and I give up. How's it look in the back? I don't care, but we're gonna look. Bad? Truly don't care. Whatever that looks like when I go back to this, that's how I'm going to work. I hope that you guys all have the best day. And I'm sorry if that story bummed you out, but I was trying to think of stories that I could tell today, and that was the first one that popped into my head. Have the best day.